I don't know what to say because they know they're going to get drug tested, and uh, his spot is already secure, so there's really no need for it. It ain't like you're training for the Olympics and everybody else is on it or whatever. It's a cosmetic thing. Get up earlier, train harder. That's simple. He's already figured in. They already said no matter how rotten you are, we're going to grow with you. And it's not his fault because you got to remember, years ago, he'd worked 10 years in the territories, have 3,000 matches, learn to work baby face heel, tag team specialists, different kind of gimmicks, whatever. On every kind of promo, you see every angle, you see all different kind of TV makes-ups. And now all of a sudden they're taking, goofs off the street, or their indie guys. Oh yeah, you had 24 matches this year against other idiots. Okay, so now they take them and they put them in developmental. Then all of a sudden, these guys have never made any money, never done fuck all. Then all of a sudden, they're idolized, and it's got to go to their head because no normal person could be just some Joe off the street and all of a sudden be on worldwide television. How many hours a week? Idolized. The guys all of a sudden, first of all, because they're the non-pussy get inside of town, all of a sudden every girl in the world wants to give them a goddamn blowjob, and what the fuck are you supposed to do? You're just a goddamn nobody. You could have been working at the factory, and all of a sudden you're the goddamn champion making the millions of fucking dollars. You're going, holy shit, I'm over. They don't realize it can be all over just like that. Some people get strike 10, some people get strike 1, never to be seen from again. Now, you know me, I'm going to get on the goddamn roll and start fucking talking, and I'll get away from the subject. If I'm too goddamn vulgar, tell me.
No, definitely not too vulgar, and not getting off the subject at all, because one thing with Roman Reigns that I actually find pretty interesting, and you kind of touched on it being a guy like off the streets, but with his, quote, pedigree of being in, the Samoan dynasty and Sika being his dad and learning, from such a young age, how maybe he should have been, indoctrinated into the business, but came through the, quote, factory of the WWE Performance Center. You think that's just all hype? You think that that's going to end up crumbling WWE's business because these guys are just all robots and they all look the same?
Well, I always said the professional wrestling business, and I don't give a fuck about sports entertainment, and I've never seen Roman Reigns work. As a matter of fact, I've watched maybe 1 hour since 2002. So most of the guys, I've never seen them. I'll see something on Twitter or whatever, so I have no idea how they work. But as far as you can't have, this ain't McDonald's hamburger where every hamburger is the same. You eat a goddamn Dick the Bruiser, Mad Dog Deshaun, a Ernie Ladd, a Wahoo McDaniel, a fucking a Playboy Buddy Rose, a superstar Billy Graham. You need a guy that's different. Every match needs to be different. Every match needs to have different psychology. You can't have 10 matches with 3 clotheslines, bumps, fucking speed, motherfucking, no talented motherfuckers. You can't have that. You can't have, everybody can't have music or music means nothing. Everybody can't have their move set because just think Jerry Lawler worked for 30 years and goddamn every Monday night miss. He went out and did the same shit every day. God damn. You wouldn't watch that shit at all. Now I'm getting off on the fucking, anyway. Wrestling's got to be a goddamn circus. We need the fat lady, the bearded lady, the giant, the midget, the sword swallower, the guy that eats fucking live goldfish, the man with 3 arms, the guy with 4 cocks, the amorphodite, whatever. You need the whole act out there. We can't have if everybody's got abs mean nothing. If everybody's got music means nothing. If everybody's got their particular entrance or whatever, then it means nothing. They're not all main eventers. They're leadoff hitters or second place, third place hitters. You're not all the goddamn quarterbacks. Your guys trying to make the goddamn team. There should be upsets in fucking wrestling. Holy shit. But anyway, the question was, can everybody work alike and look alike? Hell no. Fuck no. They killed the wrestling business. Now they'll go into these regular towns that used to go in weekly, and they can't draw what they used to do weekly twice a year. So you tell me, it's the greatest ever. Yeah, for making money, yes. for being on, I guess, SBs and make it mainstream or whatever? Yes. They killed the wrestling business. They told everybody it's not real. So if a major company has told everybody it's not real, am I still supposed to act like it is? No. But then I got away from the question.
No, you're so right, and it's so great to listen to your perspective on it, because obviously you've seen it all, and it's kind of funny because I look at that crop in OVW that went on the last 10 years to really be now the veterans of the now some guys on the independent scene, some guys still kind of sprinkled into TNA and WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were brought to OVW when WWE was a part of OVW to develop characters and to develop those entrances and to get flashy and to learn promos and this and that. But could you see that some of those guys might have been like the last, extension to more of the territory era, and that they didn't really need as much seasoning. They just needed that like WWE stamp on them?
I can't answer that. I just knew when I was down there, I thought I was the only guy. I did everything. I was the one that taught. I never got told one thing to do by them. Not one thing. I just taught guys how to wrestle. And what they would always do if they would say train this guy as a heel, like of course they'd bring him up as a babyface. So it took me a while to learn their fucking MO. And then I would tell everybody the shit. It was a norm in the class to an hour Broadway with no pre-planned bullshit allowed. You have to learn your product. You have to learn how to fucking call some bitch in the goddamn ring. If not, I hit the goddamn ring with a fucking kid, or I ring the bell. Dang, get the fuck out. And that's the way it is. Hell, I had guys on YouTube doing a 2-hour match. I had guys a couple months ago in my class doing a 2-hour match plus, just because the other guy said, "Oh yeah, we had the record down." Well, record's gone now; they broke it. You know what I mean? But this is a fucking art. They don't teach an art. They teach you how to memorize a script. So there's no feel. It's just going through the motions of what happens if somebody forgets. Oh my God! Now he was on the fucking question. Now I forgot again.
No, I said about OVW that those guys they were like the last extension to the territory era. I feel like, because they had seasoning for the most part. But, WWE had to get their stamp in and make them, more cartoony or flashy, or everybody needs the theme music. That's a great point, because I think that that's ridiculous, because anybody can just walk down the ring and just say, "Oh, this is your theme music, this is this." That kind of stuff, essentially, I mean, Vince McMahon, WWE, they made that, what it is, but it's just too much. And that kind of takes the crowd out of it when everybody does have that same crap, each match, everybody's got the same thing.
Well, they obviously don't give a shit because they're selling their dolls or whatever they sell these days. Okay? Now, they got the 3-hour Raw, and I have no idea how long the SmackDown is. But the only reason they have that, they know it's too long, because wrestling is nothing but an infomercial. Now, if it's 3 hours long, it's 3 hours long because it's guaranteed money from USA or whatever network they're on. So that's big-ass guaranteed money. So when you're sitting there in the audience, which people swear they'll never come back to TV again because they're there for goddamn 6 hours with all the pre-shows, this, the main event afterwards, blah, 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 on a school night and a work night, you're basically saying, fuck you, you will never want to come back here again. Because, it's like sitting in a goddamn movie. Hell, most places in the territory give a 2-hour show. Any more than that, the butt gets tired, you want to get the hell out of there. You're sick of it. And it should be, I can't wait to come back, and say, "Oh, fuck, I ain't never coming back to this bullshit."
It's definitely a good point. We're talking about how you were such a good trainer, and so many guys like Kevin Furtick, who we mentioned, like Rene Dupree, and so many guys on Twitter, Deanna Ferrazzo, so many guys and girls, they say critically acclaimed. They love you. They love the hustler. You're such a great trainer. But what about you? In general, like, how did you get your start? Who was basically a big trainer in your career that made you such a good trainer yourself?
Well, now, this is a hell of a risk, because I got in the business wasn't even smart. Now, I tried to get into Vern Gagne's camp, and he just had a camp. Steamboat was in there, Buddy Rose was in there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote him a letter, and he wrote me back, said, come back next year. Now, would I have made it? Fuck, I doubt it. They had goddamn Billy Robinson, Iron Sheik, everybody stretched everybody and killing them. You know, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, anyway, I bullshit my way into business, got my columns in the guard stuff, and my buddy Steve Cooper, he had a match down at Oak Hill, West Virginia TV. He called me, brought me down there the next week. So, hell, it's my first goddamn match, and I'm not even smart in business. So, I'm wrestling B.B. Coleman, who used to do jobs for fucking WWF, and, of course, 4 weeks later, I was doing jobs in WWF because he took me there. But in the meantime, the guys tell me, oh, you're built good. You go over. I'm thinking, go over what, right? He said, well, will you go home when we give you the pencil? I said, okay. So I'm thinking, what the fuck? Go home. I just got here. When I get the pencil, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So then I'm working B.B. Coleman in the ring. He just grabbed my arm. I'm going, fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So he hits me. I said, fuck, that didn't even hurt, but he hits me hard. Boom, and fell. Oh, fuck. So that's better. I go, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Anyway, I could talk an hour on this goddamn match right there. But anyway, to make a long story short, I ended up working for Dick the Bruiser and in the old Sheik. I do Sheik's TV. I'd work Bruiser's some on the loop here. And then Bruiser got me booked for Geico TV, St. Louis TV, St. Joe TV. I did Nick Goula's Christmas show, and I met Lanny Poffo. When I met Lanny Poffo, all of a sudden they were going to go up in the Maritimes in summer of '78, and Randy called me. And I'd see Randy on TV out of Louisville against Dutch Mantel, so I knew who the hell he was. So we bullshit on the phone, and we were approximately the same age, and then he took a liking to me because I trained. I was a fucking real-ass goddamn athlete. And I told him I didn't know anything, but I'd do my best to just shut the fuck up and do as I'm told because I was an idiot. So he took me under his wing. I worked the Maritimes up to Popo with Rene Dupre's dad, Emil. That was the first year they had TV in '78. And then when the summer was over, Randy got me booked into Nashville for Nick Goulas. And then after my run there, his dad Angelo got me booked down for Frankie Kane in Mississippi. And in between time, Lanny got me booked for 2 runs for Don Owens out there in Portland. And when I was in Portland, I got to work Vancouver some. So basically, then I became business partners with the Poppos, so I was basically Popoized. So everything I learned in the business was basically Randy Savage, his father, his mother, and his brother. So I was with them in ICWF for from March 13th, 1979 until April of 83. So about 4 years, and then Ronnie Garvin got me booked in for Watts, and then I kept going and whatever. So basically, I was never trained. I learned in the ring. I was the stupidest guy in the world. I didn't know if it was even real or not. I got all the magazines. I was a member of the Handsome Jimmy Valiant fan club. I love fucking pro wrestling. I could get Bruiser's tape, then I could get the Louisville tape, Goulas' tape, then I could get Sheik's tape late at night if I got the antenna right. You know, on a Saturday night at midnight, I could get on the do the rabbit ears thing. I could even get a little bit of black and white, grainy, Bill Golden all-star wrestling out of Paducah, Kentucky. So I would see a little bit of everything. But that's how I got in. And basically, I was trained by the Poppos and so many matches, and then it just took off from there. And as far as teaching, I never even thought about teaching. It just come up. And then I was always, I got OCD, so I was always real focused on what I could do. So I just got into the teaching mode. And and you got to remember, I never taught anybody before I went to WWE. So I'm having guys do nothing but fucking drills, and then you can teach matches together, situational wrestling and stuff. Well, guys were so over-prepared for a fucking job that they just stood out. But I pushed guys. I would use every method there was, positive, negative reinforcements, threatening with this and that to get the job done. I was a rookie at it. Nobody knew you wasn't supposed to do this and that or whatever. But I treat them all the same, like dogs, you know. So it was my job to make them good, not be their buddy. And that's what I tried to do.
Which is great.